speaking of ChatGPT, we're going to get to a story later. Maybe we can jump straight to that now. ChatGPT has launched a browser, and it is kind of an indication of the rise of the AI browsers.
Yeah.
So this is a browser that's an AI browser. It's a competitor to Chrome. It's running the Chromium engine, and it's one of just several new AI browsers. And one of the things that I very much do not like about the browser is that it has all of the stupid censorship that's built into ChatGPT built into the browser. And so if you're trying to do a search researching, I don't know, World War II, factions in World War II, we'll say to be nice and keyword friendly, it'll just say, I'm sorry, I can't research that. It's politically incorrect. It's like the job of the browser is not to police me. So that's a big red flag for the browser. But it does have an interesting agentic mode built into it. And it's supposed to do simple tasks for you. So there's a Patron Toolbox tool I've been trying to build that will help you develop your brand based off of reviews of your books. But one of the challenges has been getting those reviews out of Amazon. So Amazon likes to only show a few of their reviews, and actually viewing all of the pages of their reviews is very tricky. And getting a bot to do that has proven to be an insurmountable challenge for me so far, which is why the Amazon review analyzer is not a tool in the toolbox yet. And so as an experiment, I did it manually. So I went to my book on Amazon, and I have similar number of reviews to Jonathan's first book, and I copy and pasted each review or each page of reviews into a Google Doc. And then in OpenAI's Atlas agentic browser, I just prompted it and told it to copy and paste the reviews into a Google Doc. So I had the Google Doc, had the page of reviews, and it couldn't do it. It kept trying. It pasted in a few, and but it kept checking in with me, being like, am I doing this right? Am I being prompt injected? Because one of the big issues with these is that if there's prompt injection text on the web page, it could hijack your browser and then access all of your life. So it's very risky to use an agentic browser. And so they realized that because the Perplexity Comet browser recently, some researchers showed how you could hijack it just with screenshots of an image. And so I was able to get it to copy and paste a few reviews, but then it just gave up altogether. And it's like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. So it'll get there eventually, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't recommend using this as your like full-time browser. It also couldn't access its own history. So one of the promises is like, let OpenAI track everything you're doing on the internet, and it will better inform your context so you can like do better research for your book. But it doesn't actually do that in a way that where it's accessible to you, and you have to trust that they're not like harvesting your data to make it accessible to them. And so a lot of you, I'm sure, are hearing me talk about this, and you're like, well, obviously I'm not going to get Atlas by OpenAI or Comet by Perplexity. But here's the thing. All of the browsers are AI browsers now. So Chrome just added a Gemini button. So if you look right up here in the very top left corner of Chrome, there's now a Gemini icon that turns Chrome into an AI browser. Microsoft Edge has a Copilot button. Opera has an Area AI button. Firefox has an LLM agnostic AI button because Firefox is too poor to make their own AI. So you push the AI button, and it's like, which AI do you want to use of our competitors? You select one of them. Poor Firefox. They're struggling, but they're not struggling quite as much as Safari, which has Apple Intelligence, which is Apple intelligence adjacent.
Yeah.
All of the AI, all of the browsers now have some kind of AI built into it. At least all of the really big ones. I don't know if Brave, PJ is talking about Brave in the chat. I don't know if Brave has an AI mode or not. So I'm sure if you are really trying to avoid,
just came out with one, so
yeah. If you're really trying to avoid AI mode, it's getting harder and harder. Like authors are like, I don't use AI. I'm a true human. It's like really hard to avoid. Everything on the computer is turning into AI this and AI that. So I am cautiously optimistic that it might be useful for certain tasks. But I will say the OpenAI browser really was launched kind of in a broken state. It's not ready to use. It's kind of like Sora. It's a cool idea, but it's really early days. Speaking of which, no one's used the Sora invite codes I'm giving out. So I'm going to give away another one. So to somebody who's watching the replay of this. So just as you're watching the replay, leave a comment saying, I want a code. and I'll have OpenAI pick a winner for next episode. So just post I want a code in the chat. Is there anything else we should say about AI powered
I watched the
browsers?
Yoast SEO update yesterday, and it came out a little too late for me to include it in this week's update, and we had plenty of stories anyway. I'll just save it for next time. But they talked about this agentic browsing, and that's really the term you need to get to know, agentic browsing. It's where you're not going to leave the AI window. You're not going to leave that page, which is alternating the way search functions. So clicks won't happen anymore because you're sending a bot to go do it for you. So let's say I'm searching because Shauna Lettler got on me about this because I said something about baking that one time because I bake. Okay, get off my back. I can destroy people and bake at the same time. Okay,
I'm a man.
I'll grind your bones to make my bread. I thought that was like freaking obvious. Anyway, what you'll do is if you're like searching for a particular kind of sourdough starter or a particular kind of, say, dough conditioner or something like that, you'll put it into your AI. Hey, what do you think is the best? Da, 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 da. And it'll be like, hey, do you want me to go pick that up for you? Yeah, sure. You hit yes. It already has access to your payment information, specifically if you already have a payment account set up onto that particular platform, and it'll just make the transaction for you and then ship it to you. With your preset profile, which we already talked about profiles. You'll have your shipping address profile, your billing address under your profile, and you'll have the cards you're willing to use or the accounts or whatever it is. And your little agent will just go off and it's like having a designated shopper.
That's the feature they're most excited about. And I think that's the very last feature that actual humans are actually going to use, because giving an AI my credit card and saying, go buy things for me is terrifying. Like, everyone thinks somebody else is going to use that feature. Nobody is like, I would like to use that feature. Like, in the chat, do you want to give AI your credit card and have it go shopping for you? Yes or no? Let us know.
We already send people to the drive-through for us, and we've done that for like 5 years.
But knowing that there's a human that you can yell at and like who has
there's so many
judgment.
stories of them like just taking the food or chucking the food because they didn't like the tip or whatever.
So somebody has that name for your next book. It's Semper Pi Marine Cookbook. That's actually a really good idea for a book you should write. The Semper Pi Marine Cookbook. 21 ways to make a marine food
sadness.
not awful.
Man, this crust is
You
salty.
could sell dozens of copies, Jonathan. Dozens of copies.